I once told a friend that for me, playing the saxophone alone, it's almost like a prayer. When I'm sad, I play. When I'm happy, I play. You know, when I'm confused, I play. And it always brings me to a level ground. It's not just playing music, it's also my lifestyle. You know, it's something that keeps me sane. My Africa is soulful, fun and groovy. I am Bernard Ayisa, saxophonist from Accra, Ghana.
He's one of Ghana's best-known jazz musicians, but you can still sometimes find Bernard Ayisa performing on the streets of Accra.
Hi, welcome to Medina Market, Accra. It's a public holiday and everybody's out, so we're coming to, make some noise and, cause some trouble tonight. My aim is to make the music more Ghanaian, and the only way we can make it is by adding a lot of the traditional drumming. Music had no function in my childhood, which is, I always it surprises me. I think it's the typical, post-colonial African upbringing, post-independent Ghanaian upbringing, that you have to be successful, you have to go to school, you have to earn a degree. So it was all academics, study, study, study. I picked up the saxophone just before my O-levels in Zimbabwe. I saw the saxophone and I just loved the way it looked. I had no music foundation or anything. I just saw it looks really, really, cool, shining instrument. Apart from the visual aspect of the saxophone, I think every time I saw somebody holding the saxophone, they were surrounded by ladies. Sounds a bit superficial, but as a 16-year-old kid, this is what came to your mind. You're like the cool kid on campus. I remember my first saxophone teacher, Mrs. Kumagai, who came from Japan. And the funny thing about Mrs. Kumagai, she didn't play the saxophone. She'll go and teach herself, then she'll come and teach me. And I remember the first song I played on the saxophone was the Japanese national anthem, before I could play the Ghanaian national anthem or the Zimbabwean national anthem.
After high school, Bernard enrolled at the University of Natal in South Africa, studying under the tutelage of notable saxophonist Dusty Cox.
For the first time in my life, I had a real saxophone teacher, And during my time in South Africa, we also played a lot of live gigs. I think during the first year on campus, that was when I said, okay, there is no turning back. This is it. You have chosen your life now.
While in college, he began traveling under the watchful eyes of eminent American jazz educator Darius Brubeck.
And, we went to New York for the first time. Can you imagine, a Ghanaian boy in New York with a saxophone for the first time? I walked into a room and literally all my saxophone heroes were in one room. And I was like, wow, this is amazing. I was in jazz heaven. I was able to talk to Joshua Redman, to talk to Michael Brecker. I was even able to play with some of them. I think my parents at that time, even my family, at that time, that's when, okay, he's traveling, I hope he's making some money and he will survive playing jazz, And I think they accepted it. They accepted it.
Bernard, seen here with his mother on graduation from the University of Natal, spent 10 years playing in Dubai. He then returned to his home country with a purpose.
5 years ago, I released my debut album called Gbe. And Gbe in Ga means voice. And the reason why I chose that title was because during my time in South Africa, I realized that the South African jazz scene, they have their own voice. And I wanted to create that in Ghana, you know, to play in a style or in a sound that was very, very Ghanaian.
Please give it up for Victor Day on keyboards. Victor Day.
When I first came to Ghana, I met Victor Day, the piano player in the band. And I realized he was very advanced already. And I'm like, wow, I'm going to, you know, stay here and, you know, play with this guy and sort of build something. It's been 8 years and we've managed to sort of build something very, very special in the Accra jazz scene.
Bernard and Victor have since been wowing audiences across Ghana, performing here at the annual Stanbic Jazz Festival.
I think soon, you know, Ghana will be, you know, a very attractive jazz destination. But, you know, it didn't come easy because, you know, even now, you know, just buying a reed in Ghana, you know, you end up paying something like 100 or 50 cedis for a box of reeds, or sometimes two. You know, it's very, very difficult buying music instruments in Accra. But this shop has a new consignment, so I'm going to check it out and see what they have. Hopefully I'll find something new. Ooh. Oh, this is the new babe in town, the new chick in town. Nice, nice. You know what, you guys, the last time I came here, you didn't give me a discount. You didn't give me a discount.
Tomorrow we'll work something out.
You know, I need to talk to your boss. You guys, you don't give me a discount. This is nice. This is really nice. At this moment, my aim is to encourage music literacy in Ghana. A lot of the guys on the scene didn't have the privilege of, you know, having private lessons. Try it again. Just slowly, just try it.
So, despite his busy schedule of traveling and performing, Bernard finds time to offer private lessons.
I really hope that in the future that we're going to have a jazz school in Ghana where people are taught how to read, to play properly. And I hope, you know, in the next 3 or 4 years we can achieve that goal with, hopefully, with the help with the universities around. For young musicians, you know, I always tell them, if this is what you've decided to do with your life, practice. And I always tell them, look, if this is not a joke, it's not a hobby, you know, if you want to do this with your life, you just have to keep practicing.